titties!
Now that I got your attention, summer vacation is almost over. For some people, it already is. You know what that means? It is back to school time, and there's no better way to start it other than by watching anime. Back to school time, a period that I both loved and loathed. More so the latter. School starting back up meant I got to spend more time with friends, and I got to play sports for my school, my favorites being basketball and soccer. The part I loathe is basically everything else. Most people feel that way about school. Having to do schoolwork and pay attention during class sucks. Thankfully, I was a great student, not having to put that much work into the various subjects while still doing well. Although I personally hate summer weather, summer vacation is a time where kids can relax and enjoy their time off. I enjoyed my time off, usually spending time playing outside or grinding video games. I grinded to the point where I'm really good at every game I touch, especially multiplayer shooters. This part here is just to flex some clips of various games I've played, since I usually don't have the opportunity to do so. Now I'm an adult, so I don't get to enjoy that type of vacation luxury, which I miss. Like I said earlier, what better way to start the new school year than with anime? I created a list of 6 anime, which I then narrowed down to 3 to watch. Each one is a different school-themed anime that I've never watched, focusing on different things. I didn't want to watch 3 very similar anime, such as 3 comedy-based ones, so I did my best in diversifying the selection. First things first, I'm going to review each of them and provide my general thoughts on the trio. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to compare the 3 and rank them from best to worst in a couple of categories, crowning a winner from the trio. Without further ado, the first one up and the one I've had on my watch list since it aired, Blue Period. I had decent expectations for Blue Period before watching it because I've heard good things about the series, and it seemed like it would be the best from the brief description of it. Unfortunately, those expectations were not met. Blue Period follows the story of Yadora Yaguchi looking to do something fulfilling in his life, which he eventually accomplishes, being able to express himself through art, more specifically paintings. Yatura and his group of friends are detached, unmotivated, and unambitious delinquents coasting through life. Yadora specifically feels empty inside and yearns for a feeling of achievement. An art class project completely changes him, bringing a love of art out from him. Art helps Yadora see things in completely different ways, helping him start to notice things he never did before. It's nearing college application time, and Yatra is behind. Limited with options and monetary restrictions, he aims for one art college in particular, the only chance of him getting a scholarship, which he desperately needs. As the story progresses, Yatra rapidly learns more about painting, in part thanks to his grinding mentality. He learns about different mediums of art, as well as techniques, methods, and instruments that can be used. Yatra works so hard taking on extra painting assignments and spends tons of time getting inspiration and help from others. Seeing the struggles of others as well as his own struggles was the best part of the anime. He also experiences what every artist does. The idea of what you just made isn't good enough and can be better. Yatra is able to find his own voice within painting thanks to the help of others along his journey. He's extremely ambitious and develops an infectious passion, having others want to follow suit. Other characters use him as motivation to chase their dreams, working hard in doing so. This combination of hard work, dedication, and his personality easily made Yatra my favorite character. By the end of the anime, his hard work pays off as he's accepted into the college of his choice, something that is very difficult to do, especially for first-time applicants. The whole vibe I got from the show made me feel like I experienced something like this before, and then it hit me. The dialogue, music selected, and general mood set at times gave me the exact same feeling as the Life is Strange game does, specifically the first one and Before the Storm. That's a positive thing, especially if you're talking about the first Life is Strange game. It's one that I loved, go play it if you haven't already. My favorite character dynamic was between Yatura and Yotosuke. Although their dialogues were oftentimes painful to listen to, it was still very interesting. Yotosuke was a genius, talented painter, having everything come to him naturally. Yatura had to work extremely hard, having to experience moments of trial and error along the way. It was a relationship of talent versus hard work. They are both envious of each other, but for different things. Yatura wants the eye for art that Yotosuke has, as well as his talent. Yotosuke only has art going for him. He has no friends and is envious that everything seemingly goes right for Yatura. However, within this relationship lies one of several problems within the anime. Yatura claims he has no talent, and that point is hammered home constantly, but it's just not a point that needs to be made. Yes, there's no denying Yatura did work extremely hard to get where he is, constantly stating so himself. He accomplished so much and became a great artist within a short time frame. But he thinks that it's in large part thanks to his hard work, since he has no talent. He is beating himself up over something he visibly has. After around a year of painting, his improvement is massive and he clearly has some talent. If any other person tried doing what he did, they would fail massively because you do need talent. It's extremely difficult to improve so rapidly doing something completely new to you. As a whole, I feel like the anime set up the foundation for all these different storylines with other characters, but they all felt a bit flat. Something felt a bit off or missing from different characters' stories. Instead of Ryuji's story being a gradual one throughout, I just completely forgot he existed, since he's seldom shown until the episodes where he runs away from home. His story of accepting who he is, pretty or not, is a good one, but needed better execution. Another student, Maki, is in the shadow of her older sister trying to be her own artist, but it's never really explored. All of the characters within the anime are there to help improve Yatsura as both an artist and person, but they have their own interesting dynamics that I wish were expanded upon. Yatsura, my favorite character, carries the cast, which could have been great, but fell a bit flat. Many of the bigger characters felt like they were just there in the background to be used as tools instead of being their own person. It's odd that an anime about art has bad animation and art at times. Corners are visibly cut, probably to save money, and it detracts from what could have been a better anime experience.
Shinji Ikari, get in the Ava. I can't do this!
Next anime up, keep your hands off Eizouken. Another anime that was on my watch list for an extended period of time, but this one was a low priority. I decided now was the perfect time to watch it since it'll balance out my other choices because it's a comedy anime. I expected this anime to be okay at best, but it definitely smashed those expectations. Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken follows 3 high school girls, Asakusa, Kanamori, and Mizusaki, who create the Film or Eizouken Club at their school. Eizouken means video research. Throughout the anime, these 3 girls show the process of creating an anime. The process includes things like audio, what to cut out, the direction of it, and how to frame certain scenes. Decisions aren't limited to the actual anime either. The girls need to do other things like dealing with the external pressures of the school and the limitations set on them. They have to secure funding in order to continue working. The Eizouken must curb their expectations, expecting to get much more done than they actually can, since this is only a 3-person operation. They have to ask for help from other clubs, like the sound and anime clubs, and pull off crazy antics to promote their anime, all while fighting the ire of the student council. The girls successfully complete 3 different anime shorts, with each one being longer and adding more work, while they improve along the way. Each of these anime shorts leave an impression on others, gaining the club popularity. Each project pushes the girls mentally and creatively, often having to pull all-nighters to finish on time. Each girl has an eye for something within the anime production process. Asakusa is the short, shy girl who has loved anime since she was little, always wanting to make one herself. She is in charge of the direction of the anime, as well as concept and world design, doing a fantastic job in doing so. She figures out how the anime plays out with inspiration from her everyday life, oftentimes letting her imagination run wild. There's a lot of pressure on her because she wants it to be perfect. Mizusaki is a famous model who is filthy rich. She has an eye for detail, especially character design and movement, wanting to be an animator when she grows up, doing animation for those who like movements. She loves even the tiniest of movements, wanting each of those to be perfect. Her parents wanted her to become an actress, banning her from doing anything with animation. The film club uses her popularity and fame to gain some for the club itself. Asakusa and Mizusaki bounce ideas off of one another, turning ordinary objects into fantastical ones. For the anime aspect, they complete one another, being able to have spectacular world elements and character design. They both gain inspiration from their surroundings, Asakusa from the world, while Mizusaki gets hers from the movement of the world around her. The final lanky girl is Kanamori. She's probably so tall since she loves drinking milk. Kanamori acts as their manager since she has an eye for money and production. She lets their imaginations run wild because sometimes it's a great way to let off some steam, as well as letting the creative juices flow for their actual projects. She does a great job of managing the other 2 girls, finding a good balance between work and play. She helps market the film club and keeps them on schedule to release their projects. She sees things through, making sure things get done, and isn't afraid of using certain tactics like blackmail to get what she wants. Early on, I didn't really like Kanamori, but as the story goes on, she easily became my favorite character. The trio starts off as friends, but by the end, they seem more like family. Episode 6 was easily the best episode of the show. You get to see the imagination and thought process like others, but there's even more. Asakusa starts doubting whether their current project is heading in the right direction. Mizusaki is struggling trying to figure out how to portray certain movements. Kanamori is still bossing others around, but she starts to show a softer side to Mizusaki and Asakusa. She lets them relax a bit and work instead of usually hounding them because she knows what they are capable of. If you talk about keep your hands off Eizouken, you need to talk about the fantastic art style within it. The animation and art style are fun and refreshing to watch. You get to see the creations and ideas from these 3 high school girls come to life. What's both unique and really cool is the sound effects in these sections are their own voices. Things like explosions and machine movements are voiced by these 3 high school girls. That combined with the wacky humor and extreme creativity the anime has makes Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken a fantastic watch. I feel like this school theme video wouldn't be complete without a romance selection, so the final anime I chose from the list is a shoujo anime, Say I Love You. I started watching it, but man, it was painfully bad and made me angry while watching, so I dropped it halfway through episode 4. It's actually the first anime I have ever dropped mid-season. You can see from this screenshot that I give every anime more than a fair chance, usually finishing everything. Technically, the first anime I dropped is Rent-A-Girlfriend Season 3, but I'm not going to bother including a dropped indication for it on my anime list. From the little I watched of Say I Love You, it just seemed like the reverse situation of most shonen romance anime. Many shonen anime either have a complete loser male main character, or one who is shy, timid, and struggles making friends, as well as talking to girls. This guy then somehow comes into contact with a beautiful popular girl and they grow closer together, slowly falling in love. From an outside perspective, it seems like neither of them should even like each other, and the guy is way out of his league. In Say I Love You, the roles are reverse. Mei is that shy girl struggling to make friends since she doesn't trust others. Yamato is the popular guy that all the girls fall for. He does openly chase after Mei and they start dating. Kind of. She never wants to confirm that to anybody, probably fearing other people's approval. The anime was boring, the love interests were basic and not interesting, and I hated every single character within it. There were multiple situations within the show involving other characters that made me angry, especially Aika, another female love interest's backstory. Fuck you, Aika. For the small amount I watched, I give it a 2 out of 10.
Put it in my mouth. Hurry.
Commander Johnson! Keep the troops at bay!
So for the actual final anime, I decided to pick one not from the original list, going with More Than a Married Couple, but not lovers. This anime grew on me as it went on. It follows a video game loving high school student and nerd named Jiro. His high school makes the students take marriage practical, but with an interesting twist. They pair a girl with a guy and the school forces them to live together, acting like a married couple, being graded in the process. They are monitored in these school-provided apartments like something out of Truman Show. Big Brother is watching. They do get privacy in their bedrooms and the bathroom. I actually had to do something similar in high school, but not to this extent. I just had to propose to a girl during school hours, which wasn't very difficult. I knew the girl that I proposed to loved Star Wars, so I bought a Star Wars ring and then proposed to her. Back to the anime, Jiro wants to be paired with his childhood crush and friend, Shiori. Shiori wants the same arrangement, also liking Jiro, but both are far too shy to express their feelings for one another. Jiro ends up being paired up with his polar opposite in personality, Akari, a popular pink-haired girl. She's also best girl. Akari's dream guy ends up being partnered with Shiori, thus begins an interesting dynamic between the two groups. There is one catch that can grant the trio their dream partner. If both groups are top 10 in a month, they can switch partners if everybody agrees, so that they can be with who they want. Jiro and Akari work hard together, becoming each other's wingman and cheerleader. They both try to set up scenarios where they can hang out with each other's crush, while also helping them in the process. Jiro and Akari's relationship becomes more interesting and fun to watch as the story progresses. The pair just click, growing closer to one another, ultimately having strange feelings for one another, thinking of each other at the weirdest moments. Both Jiro and Akari are living in a fantasy where they act like a married couple. It's confusing because they aren't married, but there are situations where it definitely seems like their feelings are genuine towards one another. Others within their class are experiencing these same feelings for their partners, as shown by several groups that are now dating. As doubt creeps in, the question of are Jiro and Akari actually falling in love, or are they influenced by the school assignment pops into their head. One thing is evident, secretly neither of them want this arrangement to end, even though they are in love with somebody else. It's why they don't make a move on their crush, because they have fallen in love with each other. The question then changes to, what girl does Jiro go for? The childhood love interest, Shiori, who he clearly still has feelings for, or best girl Akari, who he's playing house with and slowly falling for? A love triangle. Akari is a similar choice, but for her it's old crush versus new crush, and by the anime's end she chooses Jiro, but still doesn't make a move. Shiori has her sights only on Jiro, but is too afraid to express her feelings to him, just like Jiro has trouble doing to her. In classic romance anime fashion, there's no winner and no resolution. Ends with nobody confessing their feelings, but the anime definitely has some spicy moments and misunderstandings. Those spicy moments made me have a double take to make sure the tab on my computer wasn't something else. So many scenes filled with sexual innuendos, wet dreams, and moaning. More Than Married Couple But Not Lovers was visually appealing to the eye, and I think it's a must watch in dub. There are so many funny scenes like the one at the beginning of this review, as well as this.
Like, tell me a funny story or something.
Women and their inane demands!
And this.
Yo, bitch. C stands for castrate.
My manhood!
These moments were hilarious, making it ridiculously fun to watch, despite the anime being average for everything else. I also like the various video game references used, especially the Yu-Gi-Oh one. I'm sorry Shiori, but I hope you lose, adding another point to the childhood friend losing in the romance department tally. Most scenes with Shiori weren't very good in my opinion, but that might be because I am rooting for Akari. I don't even think Shiori's bad, I just like Akari more. Now on to the ranking section of the video. The categories I will rank the 3 anime on are story, characters, art and animation, best song, a wild card, and finally rating. First one up, story. On paper, Blue Period should 100% be winning this, but it doesn't. Like I said in my review of Blue Period, it falls flat, sliding it down 1 ranking to number 2. I don't think Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken's story sets the world on fire, but it's very solid throughout, slightly beating out Blue Period for the number 1 spot. More Than a Married Couple But Not Lovers easily has the worst story of the 3, so it gets 3rd. Next up, characters. I really wanted to give this category to Blue Period as well, because again, on paper, it deserves it. Unfortunately, the characters besides Yatra fall flat, not being explored enough. So the winner here is also Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. Best character within it is Kanamori. Blue Period gets 2nd yet again and has the best overall character within these 3 anime, Yatra. 3rd place is yet again More Than a Married Couple, with best girl Akari being the best within it. I really liked all 3 of the best characters. Art and animation. Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken takes this category easily. It's a beautiful anime to watch, especially when the characters' imaginations run wild. More Than Married Couple gets 2nd. It's visually appealing to the eye and definitely has that pop factor. I also just like pretty colors. Blue Period by default gets last. The animation and art style in an anime about art being this bad is weird. It's easily the biggest negative within the series. Best song is up next. I'm only going to pick 1 song to represent each anime. Blue Period's opening was the best song, followed by a close 2nd for Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken's ending, which means More Than a Married Couple But Not Lovers ending gets 3rd. All 3 songs were solid. Next up, Wild Card. Something about the anime that was unique, different, or worth noting. Eizouken easily wins this category, and it's because of the imagination of the 3 girls being animated as a playing world becomes fantastical. Everyone should watch it and experience it for themselves. In 2nd place comes More Than a Married Couple, securing this place because of the dub. Like I said in the review section, the dub carried the anime at times with some hilarious moments like this.
Homie, gonna fry some chicken?
In 3rd place for yet another category, it's Blue Period. If I had to pick something, it's the general mood set by it. It felt like Life is Strange, a game that I love.
I was eating those beans!
And finally, the category most people are probably waiting for, rating. From the results of the categories, it's pretty obvious what anime has the best rating from the 3. Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken was the best of the trio, getting an 8.25 out of 10 from me. More Than a Married Couple But Not Lovers gets 2nd place with a 7 out of 10. And finally, Blue Period gets a 6.5 out of 10. It's a disappointment, but I think that I'll end up picking up the manga for it at some point. that wraps up the video. I plan on doing a similar video to this with romance anime for Valentine's Day when it comes around, so be on the lookout for that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.